Hey everyone, it's Jeremy again. This is my first flip through of my orange Smashbook. This book is kind of a little more artistic. It's like a hybrid between a Smashbook and a scrapbook, I suppose. There are pictures throughout it, but there are more so just random things throughout my life. But I am categorizing it a little bit. You'll see through. I don't know how long I'm gonna flip through. It depends on the battery and the life of my phone. And I do apologize that I'm filming it with a little bit of shakiness. Again, I'm gonna be doing this one-handed. So far, this is the cover. It still has the plastic protector on it, but I did use this little I can't remember if it was a sticker or a die cut, but it was through Authentique. And I just loved this quote, and it went well with the blues and the oranges, and that kind of sets the tone. If you can kind of already see the color scheme, I did stick with these muted colors throughout the album. But just to start you off, it just says, "Why fit in when you were born to stand out?" It's Dr. Seuss, pretty hilarious, but it's so true. And without any real introduction, I guess, to the album itself, but just to know that this is about me, so some of it might be personal, but honestly I don't care because I'm putting it in the Smashbook. Anyone who would grab it would be able to read it, so I might potentially cover some of the photos just because they're not all just me, but for the most part, I'm pretty open. My life is an open book, so why not? And so, I guess let's just get started. I don't know how long it'll go, but we'll see. And in every one of my Smashbooks that I have, I still keep this as the little vellum sheet. Not all of them do I show that page, but I still use it whether I tear it out or keep it in. This one I kind of did a little trick. I just sandwiched it. It's kind of hard to tell, but I sandwiched it in between this cardstock piece and this pattern paper piece to give it a flip. But that was a sneak peek because I'm going to go ahead and just go through here and explain it, I guess. It just basically says, "Jeremy, that's me. This book is all about the little things that make me uniquely me. It'll be filled with little inspirations and inklings of the world surrounding me as I see them. Exploring life as I can, one day at a time." And there's my little signature type and the little moose. I do add the moose kind of on a lot of things that I do. But I'm typically a night owl, and I just found this piece of piece from a paper from Graphic 45. It's kind of like a steampunk sort of feel, and that sets the tone for this entire book. And I just kind of added a little tab here just to kind of add that oomph. But this is a flip. This is a fairly old picture. It's, I guess, of last year, but it was just a silly picture. I didn't realize that I was at Hobby Lobby, and I found this little plaque, and I just thought it was hilarious. So then the funny thing was, it really coordinated well with my shirt at the time, just a goofy little me. But again, that's just the start of it. And then I kind of add through these little embellishment type things throughout. This is a stamped image, and then I cut it out a little piece as well. This is also that Graphic 45 collection, a library pocket. Some of the images are just so cool and different on this paper that I really didn't want to cover too much of it, but I might add layers upon layers to it. And then right here it just says "Follow Your Heart," and this is a little bit raised, and this is a pull-out pocket. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to journal about in here, but that's kind of okay because that's how I just Smashbook in this one. It's kind of done along this scrapbook page, but then it goes on. Just again, each section, as I'm adding to it, I'm realizing what the categories really come to. So yeah, I don't know, just kind of how you'll see the theme of it. And these are just a couple of stickers layered upon each other. And this is a little card that I've actually turned. This was the Monster Drinks. It's a 4-pack. It's the actual packaging for it. And of course I kept one of each of the different colors, and not all of these color flavors were actually delicious. I gotta say. So it was actually taking one for the team just to make this a little bit creative. And I just kind of added stickers here. I've created a monster, and this is just a little flip book within it, and it just kind of is a little blip about how I've really enjoyed monsters, and I really have just grown to try not to become addicted, so I do limit the amount that I go through, but this is just from a magazine. And then this little pull-out, it's a card, or a half card, I guess. And again, some journaling. Some embellishments. This right here is just kind of a little, this is a little cutout, but I've even used, this is an old key ring. I just kind of turned it into a clip, and these are just little enamel dots as well as the blue one. And then again, a funny picture of me from San Francisco on a trolley. I kind of jokingly fell off of it. And then another, this is a chipboard sticker, layered stickers and paper all throughout. Just having fun. And again, I just build upon it. I just love the color scheme, and again, they're muted. But this is part of a basic gray obscure pack that I got, and I think this is the one that I gifted another one to you, Crystal, if you're watching. This is one of the pages in it. I also thought it was kind of interesting that it has the little skulls and the silhouettes of people. And this paper pack reminds me a lot of the show Lost, if you are familiar with it. Just flip through it again. And then this just kind of breaks, this little tab says Starstruck and Star Attraction. And I kind of just made this little section here a little bit about some of the stars that I've either met or know through somebody else, or have met through Dragon Con, which is down here in Atlanta. It's the big, sci-fi convention. Well, one of my favorite shows of all time is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I actually got to meet Xander Harris from the show, which is his character. His name is Nicholas Brendan. The character is Xander. And he was just the nicest guy, just totally was really exciting. And I journaled a little bit about here how I'm not really that much of a starstruck type person when it comes to meeting other people. I've met quite a bit of people just through Dragon Con and just a lot of other things. And so I just kind of felt like I wasn't a starstruck person until I kind of had a chance to meet him, and I kind of was one of those stuttering Stanleys or the blah, 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 mush. But it was, again, really exciting, and, doesn't hurt that he's eye candy for all you. And along with that same place that I met them, if you're familiar with Joss Whedon from Buffy, he did the show Serenity was the movie, and Firefly was the show. But this is Summer Glau, and you'll probably also recognize her on, I believe, Arrow currently. But I met her, and I was dressed as one of the characters from the show. I was Wash, and it says right here, slide, and then take a picture to last longer. I just thought it was kind of, again, interactive, so I put this little piece here, and that was who I was dressed as, was Alan Tudyk. His character was Wash, and that's who I dressed as, so I just thought it was kind of cool, and of course there's Washy layered here. This whole contraption took me a while. It's basically chipboard underneath here, and it's just on a little sleeve, and it is raised with some pop dots. Of course, I should have thought a little more thoroughly, but, it's just contraption that kind of was pretty cool, and it has a little film strip tape right here. But yeah, so this is so far how it's going. It looks like I'm pushing on 10 minutes, so I probably will only show a couple in other pages. This one I've just added some paper to it, but I haven't decided.